Now, he was asked after the match whether it's Commons' last game. I don't think so. You'll have to ask him. He's going to play more for Celtic, so he needs more boots, because that was obviously he threw the boots into his boots into the crowd. His contract is out at the end of the season, so that would be too early to make a signal. Let me ask you this:
Did you hear why he tossed his boots into the crowd?
No.
Apparently, it's because Scott Brown said today in the press conference.
Throw your boots.
It's
That or he headbutted them.
It's because it was our last game on AstroTurf for the year, because they've played Hamilton away and they played Kilmarnock away, so it was our last game in AstroTurf. So that's why he tossed them.
I wasn't here last week for the podcast, but I think we covered. You probably covered this because I only didn't listen to the whole podcast from last week.
Why not?
But Commons stuff to do. But Commons was, after the Kilmarnock game, he was reported as this flawless, wonderful player who never does anything wrong and basically should be playing for Barcelona. The agenda that they're using, especially Sky, especially that David fucking Tanner,
Neil McCann,
and Neil McCann, they're just trying to cause it. I mean, I'm not one of these people who always thinks that, that they are, but they fucking are this time. They're trying to cause it. So they are, by the way. No, but like they talked about Commons like he played a flawless game, like he didn't put a foot wrong.
But
like,
I haven't.
Like Chris Commons is a good footballer. There's no doubt about that. We would all, at this point, for the evolution of Celtic, be okay with him going. Like, would we all? Was there anyone who wouldn't want him? Is there anyone who would want him to stay?
Want him to stay?
Want him to stay?
I would quite like him to stay, yeah.
What I mean is, would you want him to stay?
Do you want him?
No, to be a first team player. To be a first team player.
No, in the first team squad, yeah. But that, like you're saying, I haven't heard one media pundit actually come out and say Commons hasn't been very good this season. They're all making him out to be like
Commons last season got, as Bowdy made a point a couple of podcasts ago, even though he did win Player of the Year last year, Commons didn't get the sort of bigging up in the media last season when he was rattling the goals in the way he is now when he's not playing. It's that whole thing of, you're a better player when you're not playing, and I don't understand why all of a sudden Chris Commons is the greatest thing since sliced bread. I do, because they're trying to mix it. Know what I mean? Pricks. Boud.
No, that's totally. It's just another.
You're absolutely right.
It's another rod to beat Deila with.
Yeah, it is. It's another rod to beat Deila with, is what I'm being led to believe by.
It's another rod to stir the pot with. That's what it is.
There's too many rods in Scottish football.
But the thing is, it's
Rod
not.
Peachy, don't fucking start on that.
It's not just them though. See, if you listen to the likes of Super Scoreboard or you look on Twitter and things, there are a lot of fans who agree with that point of view. A lot of fans do think that, based on what he done last season, he is still the best player. And it'll be the same people, and hey, everybody's entitled to their opinion, but a lot of these people are very, very sceptical about Deila, and they think he's taking us in the wrong direction. And part of that, a major part of that, I think, is because of Commons. They see what he done last year, and they're like, how can you leave him out?
And you're absolutely right. And if you're of that point of view that, you know what, I don't know if Deila is the right man, and he doesn't play Commons every game, and Celtic haven't been fantastic this season, so all of those things link in. But as we've mentioned, when Commons has got games, and he's got plenty, he's very rarely turned it on.
He's turned it on the Kilmarnock game because he needed to.
The whole team turned it on that game. The whole team played well. It wasn't just him.
Well, you would think it was a one-man team the way they were talking, even though Henderson had a terrific game, and let's not dwell on the past in terms of the Kelly game.
I honestly think if Commons played every week in Deila's team, Deila's approval rating would shoot through the roof. I think that is really one of the main reasons, because he's the excuse for everything. They don't play well, it's because you didn't play Commons.
Well, it's also like, remember Baldy, when Baldy wasn't playing, Strachan left him out.
In the world.
It was, he was the greatest centre half in the world. Why is Baldy not playing? And then when Baldy played, he was Baldy. He was good for half the game, and then he would fuck up. But people would see by that. Your flaws when you're not playing are
Charlie Mulgrew.
Yeah, well, there's another one. Ciaran, I'm going to ask you a question. We've got some Twitter questions. I'm going to maybe come round the table with some questions, so get ready. Let me just see here. We got the first question that came in today was from Johnny Clifford at Johnny Hail 67. That's a terrific handle. Hi Johnny, thanks for listening. He asks, Guidetti getting his finger out his arse and making his mind up. This is what he wants us to discuss. So what he wants to discuss is the idea of Guidetti getting his finger out his arse and making his mind up.
How do you think he'll do it? Get his finger out his arse?
Just like no Louis, he's annoying. And
take his right hand and grab his left hand and tug.
and other
He's that flexible.
and other. I'm asking Ciaran a question.
Other centre forward.
Access
Give him the.
He'll get it back. Don't worry.
Johnny Clifford wants us to not have as little Chico negativity as possible.
Sorry, Johnny. Too late.
Johnny Clifford.
Is that X Factor Chico guy?
He's in Mexico. God bless him. Works
That's
as a
a fine
holiday.
tattoo.
Currently living a Mexican dream. Loves Celtic and loves to party. This is
Charlie Mulgrew hates Mexico.
Aye, and he hates partying.
But it's kind of a Mexican nickname though. Maybe that's why he likes him.
Ciaran, thoughts on that? Guidetti, would you like him to hurry up and make a decision? And how long would you last before you look at other targets? Because at the end of the day, he's going to be a free. Is he going to be? No, well, we've got the deal. So how long do you wait before?
So he's what, season-long loan and we're first refusal on buying him?
We've got a deal with Man City in
But
place.
I think Guidetti could talk to people just now though.
I can.
Aye, so his contract's out in the summer, so he's a free agent just now.
Yeah, just like Gary Mackay-Steven.
So, and Guidetti stalling him where he wants to sign it. Well, he's coming out saying, giving it all the good talk that, I'm happy here, I'm getting game time, the fans are really liking me. It's a good...
He's been quiet on that in the last couple of weeks, though. The last thing he said was he was going to score a hat-trick in the Glasgow derby, which is a bit of a silly thing to say.
See, I didn't say that though. He said he'd like to, he didn't say he would.
All right, okay, fair enough. You know, I misquoted.
Yeah. You just believe
Well, the
it.
headline would make you believe that.
Yeah, fair enough, and that's the point. Yeah, I apologise, Brian. I'm really sorry.
It's not hard right now because he did well up until Christmas, where he was 10 goals in 9 games, and then he's went on a bit of a kind of dry spell, 5 games, and then he's not even getting the games. I mean, he sat on the bench.
What he's laughing at? Sorry.
Boud's panometer is just off the scale right now because everything Ciaran's saying. See if this guy had a mic just now, it would be like...
You're pundit, you're not, aye. We'll give you time. But anyway, so Guidetti...
And the fact as well, he was on the bench at the weekend and Griffith started and Skefovic got ahead of him. So I don't know if that's Deila kind of saying, well, do you know what? You're not pulling your weight anymore, and these two guys are. So that might sway Deila on maybe not signing him now. Maybe he's seen something. Maybe in training he's starting to get a bit more lazy or something, or his attitude's not really too good now off the field.
Yeah.
And it's Deila's picking up on it because...
He did get that dead leg when he was playing over on the thing, mate, and I was wondering maybe if that...
He came on. I watched both those games.
It's not a case of if you're not 100% fit, you shouldn't even be in the bench.
I watched both those games, and he did not. Don't get me wrong; it wasn't played the PSV game and the game against Sparta. They weren't played at any sort of great competitive. Not a lot of the players weren't thinking, but he in particular just looked like he could not be fucked. His attitude to me, you can tell how interested a player is in terms of their posture and how they react and stuff, and he just didn't look that bothered. To be honest, Guidetti, I think we should be looking at other targets now because I think I'd like to sign him. I would, but at the same time, who the fuck does the guy think he is? Like, just give us a fucking answer. Do you know what I mean? Skefovic, I just don't think he's ever going to be successful. No matter how good a player he actually is, he's just not going to get a run in the team. He's just not. Griffiths is seems to be happy to be coming in and out at this point. Boud in and out. Don't you worry about that. Happy coming in and out just now. So yeah, in terms of Guidetti, Brian, what are your thoughts on it?
I'd like to sign him, but I think this is a thing where Celtic fans should be loving Ronnie Deila because he's not picking players on reputation. Commons being prime example of that, where if he can do something for the team, Deila will pick him, the same as Guidetti. He was off the boil for a few games, so he's been dropped, and rightly so, and now has to make his way back into the team.
You're saying that in terms of, I agree with you to an extent, because my fear is that Chico, as your man says, is going to go straight back into the team. Is he, Ciaran?
Fucking better now.
Do you know think like
Beaton's been fantastic.
He's in a very aggressive manner.
Beaton has played very well just now over the last, what?
He started 6 games the last 6
But
games.
think of the game coming up, the big game coming up, Celtic against Rangers at Hampden. I think Ciaran Harran's a stick on for starting in that game.
But see what I don't buy
I
that.
know through your choice, but that's through Dyla's choice.
I would rather have a better player in the
Collins would be a
position.
hell of a lot of influence. Would you for that game though?
Aye, because I think, see, this whole thing about, you need to know what it's about. See,
No,
the
I
better
don't think
player,
that. I
the
think
better
it
player
just-
needs to play.
But in terms of experience, where
Bitton's positioning the way him and Brown, he
but
brings the best out of Brown. I think.
this is going to be.
It's
not
going
just
to be a war.
It's not just going to be a game. The build up for the next 4 nights is going to be horrendous. And I think you'll need somebody like Mulgrew to hopefully actually be a level head.
See when that happens and Mulgrew fucks up in the first 10-15 minutes and loses a goal, just you remember this point, Brian.
Aye.
I don't remember Charlie Mulgrew having a bad game against Rangers.
Beaton will laugh at them trying to hack him.
He'll fucking
He will
laugh at it.
He's like a skier can do a ski
skier
slope.
can
He's
do
like,
a slope.
oh, you didn't.
Yeah, don't worry
Away.
about that. Louis, we've got a question coming your way. Don't you worry about that. Just relax, take it easy. It'll be
Question
nice and simple. Robert Sherry, at Politis_Ouija. He's always contributes. Thanks, Robert. Thoughts on the future squad? 22 experienced players plus youth to augment. Don't really know what that means. Friday, can you explain that?
Don't know what augment means.
No, I do know what augment means.
He wants 22 senior players with some youth to augment the squad.
Yeah, absolutely. I've just read that wrong.
Yeah.
So you're looking at 22 players. What would your balance be, Louis, in terms of experience and youth? Do we go down the Ajax route of just having 22 young players, or do you mix it up?
No, I think you've got to have some experience. I think I've been saying for a few weeks now about having someone experienced at the back,
Like Charlie Mulgrew.
especially at the centre back position, and I think it's important to have throughout your team. But then if you have, Scott Brown's experienced, he's the captain, so the middle of the park's sorted for that point of view. I think if we've got Craig Gordon in goal again. Now I'm just going first 11 here, but Craig Gordon very experienced in goal. If we had a bit of experience, a wee bit more experience at centre back in terms of organising
Like
things.
Robert Huth.
Hey, come on, why not?
Because he's pish.
I know, but
Noises up folk on Twitter.
That's your answer.
listen,
I know is the answer.
But he's
every
experienced at being
Ambrose is
fish.
pish, but he's getting the experience, right?
Other than World Cups and stuff.
No, I don't know. I don't know who the man would be in
Charlie
particular.
Mulgrew, centre half.
Definitely not, Brian. You
Best
can't-
position.
That's
No,
not saying a lot.
it's not.
That's really not saying a lot if that's his best.
Mulgrew's best position centre half.
Yeah, exactly, and that's not saying a lot.
He was player of the season.
Yeah,
You keep harping on about Chris Commons because he get player of the season. So using that argument, Charlie Mulgrew should be a starter for me.
I thought it was always left back in the dressing room was his best position.
Go on.
I don't know about numbers, but I think if you're looking at a starting lineup, I would want at least 3, maybe 4 experienced players in the starting lineup. Now, you could argue that a player could be experienced at the age of 20, 22, 23. I mean, when you think of the young boy that I'm sure we'll mention later on from Stromgodset that's going to Real Madrid, he's 15 now. Fair enough, he's going to go to Real Madrid and he's not going to be playing the first team. But if he was to stay where he was, in a matter of 2 years when he's 17, he'd be pretty experienced in that league. So there is levels to it, but I wouldn't like us to go totally youth orientated and like Ajax and to that extreme possibly. But I think longer term we should be looking at producing our own, and they have to we should be trying to fill our squad with the players that we produce in the academy.
I agree.
And we should be picking other players from other teams, transfers. To just put a cherry on top, really, is what I'm thinking.
I want to make one point. See the Sparta game, I seen Joe Thompson for the first time. He scored a terrific goal. Again, just the first time I've